Hi, my name is Berlo Sano. I am doing my analogy speech today. I'm going to go ahead and talk about, okay, so for my analogy speech, I decided to go with comparing myself to, simply enough, a cup of coffee. Might say Frappuccino, but you know what? Best thing I can do for now for the holidays. For sure, I compare myself to a cup of coffee, an 8 ounce. Reason why? There's three different reasons of why I compare myself. So the first one would be that, I want to give you guys some facts before I go ahead and get started. So coffee is one of the most consumed beverages in the world. It's not only extremely popular, but it's extremely addictive. The second one is that there are some beneficials from drinking just straight up black coffee. Maybe start adding creamer, sugars, and other than that, that's completely different from that. But other than that, coffee can be very, very extremely beneficial to your health in the long run. And then lastly, it is, going back to the first one, it is a very, very addictive source. And more than likely, that addictive source can be made into many different possibilities. A lot of restaurants tend to offer these different beverages for coffees. So I think it's pretty unique. And so why I decided to compare myself to a cup of coffee is because these kind of reflect to the personality or the traits that I have, which would be the first one is that comparing myself to that's one of the most consumed beverages. The first one would be that I'm very well known by a lot of people. I do enjoy socializing with a lot of people, trying to meet new people. So I kind of like it's, maybe at work or some like old school buddies. I tend to see them a lot. They recognize their face. And, we have our conversations. So that'd be the first one. The second one would be a little bit of an influence towards others. I've heard some of them say that they kind of like, really, I remind them of like someone sometimes. So I think for the second one, since I added it as beneficial, I wanted to compare it to more than likely to that one. And then lastly is I enjoy trying out new hobbies, activities. So I think that's pretty fun. Every day or every week, if someone tells me something really interesting or something that they're very proud of, I tend to give it a little research, try it out for myself, and then when I get back to them, I tend to share those experiences with them, which I think is pretty enjoyable. Okay, so the first one, I enjoy socializing with people. That being at work, school, hobbies, and overall in my spare time, I enjoy socializing. It's part of my characteristics as a person. I tend to simply just say hello to anyone that I may know, be polite to someone, or if we do end up getting in a conversation, I try to listen to them more so that person, so I get to know them a little bit more. And if I ever see them again, then I'll bring up that other conversation. So I think that's pretty cool. And then for my second one, I tend since I tend to influence other people at work. I try to come into work with a different outlook. More than likely, I come into work. I think about the things that I want to do, and maybe do it better. I took a philosophy class where we compared two people who simply do their work and another person who does the work as well. They do the same exact activities. They both get paid the same amount. But the only difference is one person does it just because they're doing it for the money, and then the other person's just doing it because it's something that they enjoy. I try to follow that philosophy where it's something that I truly enjoy. Instead of not only just following that routine that I'm expected to give every day at work, I do it a little bit better. Not a little bit better. Sorry, I go a little bit above of the expectations that I'm already given. So instead of like going out, taking for helping out customers, cleaning the restaurant or that, I tend to like help out in the kitchen, maybe look up some like recipes, help out with anything I can, or again simply as washing some dishes. That usually helps them out a lot because right now, like in the restaurant that I'm working at, there's only two owners. So I just want to try to help them out as much as I possibly can, and it's something that I generally do. So like every time I come in work, different outlook, different trying out something new, and overall giving a positive outlook. And lastly, I enjoy trying out new things, new hobbies. Recently, I started out with video editing. It's something that I never saw myself doing at all. And I ended up getting, so the way I first started was that I went to I actually ironically took a speech class. And from there, I was assigned to edit a video to work on for a project. And we had to do like a persuasive speech where we had to give out talk about like the things that we, oh sorry, not talk about things we enjoy, but more like we had to advertise like a product or something that we had to make as a group. And from there I was assigned to do like an edit, and at first I was very I really didn't know how to do like the whole editing process. I was just giving a few videos to go ahead and work on. But when I first started, it was really enjoyable. I sat down, there's not a lot of people around me, there's no one not really to bother me, so I started from there, working a little bit through there, and then once I got my final product, people enjoyed it, and I thought it was a really cool hobby to try out. So I do look forward to try out new hobbies. And then once again, going back to like the very, very first one, when it comes to socializing with people, if someone tells me that, they enjoy this hobby or an activity or something really fun or enjoyable, I tend to do just a little bit of research. So again, lastly, so I think in general, coffee is one of my characteristics and personality traits. It only needs 1 cup to really make up your day, and not only that, but it's also extremely enjoyable. It is something that is very completely beneficial towards your health. And lastly, it it can be created for like different and new possibilities. So I think that's pretty unique. A little tip. And I think overall, but it's just one of the most it's like one of the biggest factors that I kind of like relate to. So yeah, thank you once again, and